All right, so let's talk about one of the most confusing Windows problems people face after a fresh Windows 11 install. I recently got this comment. Let me show you. First of all, thanks to Rollloop85 for sharing such a detailed explanation of the issue. As you can see, he tried almost everything. Drivers updated and downgraded, firmware updates, XMP disabled, even a clean Windows install. He even took the PC to a repair shop, and they still couldn't figure it out. Now, if the exact BSOD error code was shared, that would make things even easier to diagnose. But even without it, we can still understand what's actually happening here. Most of the time, these issues fall under a few very common memory-related BSOD errors. The first one is memory management. This usually happens when RAM data becomes unstable or corrupted while communicating with the memory controller. The second common one is IRQL not less or equal. This often points to RAM timing or memory controller sync issues, although in some cases a driver can trigger it. The third one is page fault in non-paged area. This happens when Windows tries to access a RAM address where the data is supposed to exist, but it simply isn't there. Now, in this video, I'm focusing on the hardware side, because in around 80 to 90% of cases, the root cause is hardware stability. And that does not automatically mean your RAM is 100% faulty. Yes, it's possible, but not always the case. I'll try not to make this too long, but this topic is a bit technical, so please listen carefully. I'll also share a few practical tips that can actually help. Before going further, I want to clear up something important. Many people say, my RAM worked perfectly for months or even years, and after a driver update, game update, or BIOS update, this issue started. And they're right, but that doesn't mean the RAM suddenly became bad. What actually happens is that updates change how the system behaves. Power states change, memory handling changes, idle behavior changes, and these updates trigger an issue that was already borderline unstable. So now the problem is coming from two possible sides. First, the RAM itself, which could be partially faulty or simply not stable anymore under current conditions. Second, and this is very important, the memory controller inside the CPU. In modern CPUs, the memory controller is built directly into the processor. RAM stores the data, and the CPU's memory controller reads it. If these two are not perfectly synchronized, you will start seeing exactly these types of BSODs. Now let's talk about how to deal with this. The first thing everyone mentions is XMP. And yes, in this case, XMP was already disabled. But just because XMP didn't work for someone else doesn't mean it won't affect you differently. Every system behaves differently. Let me give you a simple example. Think about a motorcycle's electrical current. When the bike is idling, the spark is weak. When you give it throttle, the spark becomes stronger. The same thing happens in a PC. If your system crashes while idle, browsing, watching Netflix, or doing nothing heavy, that usually means your RAM's idle state is not stable. In that case, the first simple thing to try is reseating your RAM and cleaning the RAM slots. Sometimes dust alone can cause unstable memory signals. If that doesn't help, then manual adjustments come into play. Things like RAM voltage, timings, and memory-related BIOS settings. On the other hand, if your system crashes only under heavy load, like gaming, then disabling XMP is a good first step. If the issue still exists, slight RAM undervolting or stability tuning from the BIOS can help. But I don't recommend this for users who are not familiar with BIOS settings. There are many guides available, but this should be done carefully. I will cover this topic too if you guys are interested. Let me know so. We'll cover how to undervolt and all that stuff. Now, the next solution is more of a long-term and future-proof one. This is where the QVL list comes in. Now, here's the part most people miss while building a PC, especially when they call it a custom or performance build. A lot of users spend time choosing the best CPU, a powerful GPU, a good motherboard, but when it comes to RAM, they just pick whatever speed or brand looks good on paper. And that's where the real mistake happens. In PC building, RAM is not just plug and play anymore. Modern CPUs have an internal memory controller, and performance plus stability depends on how well that controller syncs with your RAM and motherboard. If that sync is off, you might not see problems immediately. The system can work fine for weeks or even months, and then one day, after a Windows update, BIOS update, or driver change, random BSODs start appearing. This is exactly why the QVL list matters so much. QVL stands for Qualified Vendor List, and it's created by motherboard manufacturers after physically testing specific RAM kits on their boards. They test voltage, timings, speed, and stability with the CPU's memory controller, and even mention the BIOS version used during testing. So when you choose RAM from the QVL list, you're not just buying speed, you're buying compatibility and stability. This is especially important for people building so-called custom performance PCs. Because if you skip this step, that one small mistake can slap harder later, in the form of random crashes, idle freezes, or memory-related BSODs that are extremely hard to diagnose. QVL RAM doesn't mean other RAM is bad, but it significantly reduces the risk of memory controller sync issues. And in long-term usage, especially on Windows 11, this one decision can save you hours of frustration and troubleshooting. So whether you're building a new PC or upgrading your RAM, always check your motherboard's official QVL list first. It's one of the most underrated steps in PC building, but also one of the most important ones. Anyways, now this is mostly about hardware, where I've explained every possible angle. Whether the issue is caused by dust or residue in the RAM slots, idle stability problems, or memory controller sync issues. I also showed you why these errors happen in the first place, how to troubleshoot them properly, and what you can do to avoid them permanently instead of applying random fixes. Hopefully, this guide was informative and helpful from a real tech perspective. If it helped you, make sure to hit the subscribe button and share it with your friends so they can avoid these problems as well. And in the next video, I'll cover what to do if the crashes are more likely caused by a specific application or software, including games. So stay tuned.